Woof. Howdy, Virginia Highlands. Episode 21 of 52. Thomas the Trailhound. I walk along the Appalachian Trail with the old man and Thomas the Trailhound. Let's get started, shall we? Episode 21. The Last Light of Fall. I smelled him on the wind the morning after the ice storm. Didn't say anything. The old man was watching frost melt off the tent fly, one crystal at a time, with the particular patience of a man who has stopped being in a hurry, and found, to his surprise, that the world did not collapse because of it. I sat beside his left boot. The scent come to me again, confirmed it. Then I went back to watching the frost melt because some information keeps until it's needed. The Highlands looked different after the storm, scoured, honest. The way a room looks after somebody finally opens all the windows and lets the weather decide what stays and what goes. The ice had taken the last of the color. What remained was the essential: brown grass, gray sky, black rock. The trail running north, like a sentence that knows exactly where it's going. We broke camp quietly, the old man moving through his morning ritual with the economy of long practice. No wasted motion, no performance. Just a man and his task and the cold air between them. I approved. I have been approving of him more frequently lately. Found Eka at mile marker, nothing in particular. He was sitting on a rock beside the trail, boots off, one sock turned inside out, attending to a heel, with the focused displeasure of a man who has been ignoring something until it demanded to be heard. He looked up when he heard us coming, or rather, he looked up when he heard the old man coming. He'd already heard me. His eyes had found me first, the way people do when they remember a dog, more readily than they admit. There you are, his face said. He nodded at the old man. The old man nodded back. Neither man spoke for a moment. Trail doesn't require explanation. You left. You're here. That's the full accounting. Eka pulled his boots back on with the careful grimace of a man seating the boot over a blister he has decided to negotiate with rather than surrender to. Marine logic. The old man watched without comment and set his pack down, opened the top pocket, and produced a small roll of moleskin, which he held out without ceremony or eye contact. Eka looked at it, took it. Thanks. That was the reunion. I thought it was exactly right. We walked, the three of us, and I did what I do. I moved between them and ahead and behind, reading the ground the way I was built to read it. Awesome, quietly reading them. Because this is when I noticed they walk differently, not just in pace, though the pace was different, but in the quality of the walking. Edgar moved with intent, eyes every stride aimed somewhere, eyes tracking ahead to the next blaze, the next ridge, the next calculable unit of progress. His back rolled high and tight. His pulse struck the ground like punctuation at the end of a sentence that was always about arriving. The old man moved like water, finding level, unhurried, responsive to the ground beneath him, rather than imposing upon it. His poles touched down like questions, rather than declarations. His back had settled into him over the months, or he had settled into it, until the distinction between the man and what he carried had become difficult to locate. They walked alike enough to be kin, different enough to know one had been burning longer. Eka set the pace, or tried to. The old man didn't resist it exactly, he simply didn't adopt it. He maintained his own rhythm, the way a river maintains its own rhythm. When something drops into it, a brief disturbance, then back to the essential motion. I watched Eka notice this, adjust slightly, then push the pace again. And I thought, he is doing it without knowing he is doing it. Trying to set the tempo, trying to establish the metric, trying to make the march legible in a language he understands. Distance, speed, objective, arrival. The old man just walked. Around midday, old man stopped. Not at a shelter, not at a view, just a flat rock beside the trail, where the sun had been working since morning and succeeded in making something almost warm. He set his pack down. Eka stopped, looked up the sky, did the calculation we all see him do. Burning daylight, the old man was already unpacking his small pot. Eka ate a protein bar. He ate it standing up, looking north, chewing with the efficiency of a man refueling a machine. The old man melted snow in the pot, ate a broth from a small packet, instant potatoes, something from a foil pouch, couldn't fully identify, but smelled aggressively of salt and comfort. He worked without commentary. When it was ready, he ate it slowly, both hands around the pot, eyes on nothing in particular. The steam rose between them. Eka finished his protein bar, folded the wrapper, pocketed it, stood there. The old man looked up, held the pot out slightly. Eka looked at it and looked north, looked at the pot, sat down. No speech was made about this, no acknowledgement. The old man produced a second spoon from somewhere in his kit with the casualness of a man who keeps a second spoon because the trail teaches you that a second spoon is never wasted weight. They ate together. I received a small piece of whatever was in the foil pouch. It was, as suspected, aggressively salty. I approved. Like I said, after a while, you want to stop this song? The old man considered. Stop as long as the stop needs. I could turn this over the way you turn over a stone, expecting something underneath, finding that the thing is just a stone. We're losing an hour alive. Forward always comes, the old man said. Means more on a full belly, something warm. Heck, I had no answer for that. That didn't require admitted something he wasn't ready to admit. So he said nothing, which was, I thought, the wisest thing he'd said all day. The afternoon miles were different, quieter. Echo's pace had come down slightly. Not dramatically, not in any way he would have acknowledged if asked, but now more responsive to the ground, less aimed at the horizon. I noticed. Old man noticed. Neither mentioned it. This is the courtesy of the trail. You let a man change without making him defend. The person he was before he changed. There was something I have been thinking about since Damascus. I never met the old man young. I met him already carrying years, already shaped by things that happened before I arrived. The grief, the loss, the slow evacuation of whoever he thought he was before the trail suggested otherwise. But watching Echo, I think I understand now what the old man must have been purposeful in the way of someone who needs purpose to feel safe, moving in the way of someone who is afraid of what happens when they stop. Mistaking motion for progress, mistaking arrival for meaning. Echo walks like time is chasing him. The old man learned something somewhere in Virginia that it never was. They made camp together that night, efficient, comfortable. These are men who don't need to fill silence with themselves. The fire was small and good. The coal was serious, but not cruel. Echo sharpened a stick for no reason, the way hands need occupation when the mind goes looking for trouble. The old man watched the fire do what fire does. I sat between them. This is my preferred position. Between. Equidistant. Receiving warmth from two directions. Before sleep, Echo said, "You ever think about quitting?" The old man took a long moment. Every day in Georgia. And now, the old man looked at the fire. Now, I think about Catadine. Echo nodded. Like a man filing something away for a time when he may need it. Morning came, iron, gray, cold. Echo was packed before first light. I heard him moving, heard the particular sounds of a man who has decided something in the night and is now executing the decision before the day can complicate it. The old man was awake. I know because his breathing changed. But he lay still, letting Echo have the morning, letting them go the way you let something go that was never yours to keep. Echo stood at the edge of camp, pack on, poles ready, facing south, away from north. Looked at an old man sleeping that form, or pretended to, and then he looked at me. I held his gaze. He crouched down, scratched behind my ear with the particular attention of someone who knows dogs and knows what they remember. Take care of him, he said quietly. Not to the old man, to me. Then he was gone, south, back toward Damascus, back toward the road, back toward whatever society holds from a man who isn't finished with it yet, or who it isn't finished with. I watched him until the gray morning took him. Then I turned back to the old man, who was sitting up now, hands around his cold cup, looking at the place where Echo had been. He didn't say anything. Didn't need to. We broke camp in the old man's time. Slow, deliberate, nothing wasted, nothing rushed. And when we hit the trail again, just the two of us, the way it mostly is, the way it will be now, all the way to wherever this goes. The old man walked north, one boot, then the other. The trail running ahead of us, through the gray and the cold, toward something neither of us could see yet. But both of us were walking toward anyway. Some men teach by talking. Some men teach by carrying themselves when they think nobody's learning. Echo walked out of the Highlands the way he walked into Damascus. Fast, forward, mission-faced. But I watched his pace in those last miles, and I know what I saw. He was walking slightly different than when he had arrived, looser, like a man who ate something warm and let it mean something, without deciding to. The trail north was quiet, cold, and honest and ours. I put my nose to the wind, no familiar sense ahead, just winter, just north, just whatever the old man is walking toward, and I am walking beside. Forward always. Woof. Diogenes Trail Side Reflection. There is a version of strength that looks like speed, that measures itself in output, in miles logged, in objectives taken, in daylight not wasted. It is not false strength. It is real. It is earned. It is sometimes exactly what the moment requires. But there is another version, quieter, harder to see, harder to build. The strength of a man who has stopped needing to prove he is moving in order to believe he is alive. Echo will find his way to it, or he won't. The trail doesn't guarantee anything. It only offers the conditions. What you do with the conditions is the whole of the question. Somewhere south of us tonight is the younger man is walking fast through the dark towards something he hasn't named yet. Somewhere north of us, winter is waiting with no opinion about our readiness. And here, just here, a man and his dog walk the distance between those two things, one step at a time, as it has always been done, as it will always be done. Faith, family, forward, always. If you made it this far, thank you for joining along my spoken word philosophical parable series, following the old man and his hound companion along the Appalachian Trail. See you again next Saturday for episode 22 of Thomas the Trailhound. Like, share, subscribe. Sometimes it's good to slow down. Woof. Diogenes out.